going to talk at a high level about where we see things are today, a little bit of where we see things going, and hopefully make some news at the same time. Just to put in perspective the scale of what is happening with stablecoins and USDC specifically. Since we've launched, and this is as of just last week, we've seen over $16 trillion in on-chain transactions using USDC. And if you are active on social media, you will have seen recently the charts of growth in wallets and in transactions and in volumes, counter-cyclical to other aspects of the crypto market. And so stablecoins are definitively, in our view, the killer app of blockchains, and they're growing. And they're growing in so many exciting ways. So today, USDC is available on 15 different blockchain networks and growing. It's available all around the world. And I'll talk about how we're bringing USDC to the world. And we're around 35 billion in circulation. And that 35 billion in circulation has an incredible amount of velocity of usage. This low-cost transaction medium of exchange of blockchains allows the velocity of money to itself accelerate in ways that the legacy financial system can't deliver. I want to touch also on CCTP, and I'll get more into that in a moment. But to date, since last year, when we launched CCTP, we've seen over $12.6 billion of volume. Why is this important? We live in a multi-chain environment. We live in an environment where incredible teams are innovating every day, every week, every month in building more scalable, more accessible, more safe, more user-friendly blockchain network infrastructure. And I've been around the build-outs of platforms since the early 1990s through today, and blockchain networks as operating system layers for this new trust layer on the internet and data layer on the internet. We're still in the early innings, in my view. And so it's so important in an environment like that where developer innovation is happening in all of these different platforms, that the wide array of applications that people are building, that we can create as developers and we can create as designers experiences that seamlessly move value across these networks. And so we built CCTP as a mechanism to burn and mint USDC across different chains. And so to date, as I noted, about 12.6 billion, 1.3 million transactions that have been done over CCTP. And today, almost 85% of all USDC that's bridged on any network is doing that over CCTP. And we are investing like crazy in this infrastructure, and it's going to be critical to networks and platforms like SWE as they look at how to leverage bootstrap liquidity and leverage this technology to rapidly enable users from all these different chains and networks to start getting the benefit of a network like SWE. So something I want to touch on here, which is just once again, like the fundamentals of USDC. Not everyone reads our website every week or listens to podcasts we do or all that jazz. But USDC is the most transparent, liquid, and safe digital dollar. And we talk about that in a couple of different ways here, a few different ways. The first is, what is USDC? You can actually see here the balance sheet view of USDC. Nearly 36 billion in circulation. You can see 6 billion of cash, 21 billion in treasury repos, which is treasuries that are held by us over collateralized, and 9 billion of direct US treasuries. This sits inside of two kind of pieces of infrastructure. The 6 billion of cash is almost entirely held with global systemically important banks, several global systemically important banks, banks that are too big to fail, banks whose core focus is on safe custodying of dollar assets, some of the largest in the world. And the Circle Reserve Fund is issued and managed by BlackRock, the $11 trillion asset manager, the largest asset manager in the world, and sits in an SEC registered and regulated structure, which provides you as a USDC holder with daily transparency into every single element that backs our reserve. Every single serial number of every single QSIP and every single maturity. It is the most transparent, the safest design by far, period. There's no one that comes close. We don't just build the reserve this way. We want to make sure everyone sees and understands that. That's why we have completely transparent and independently verified reporting. We daily, weekly, and monthly reports on reserve assets, minting, redemptions. You go at any time and see the flows that are happening almost in real time through our systems. We are independently verified. There are companies out there that say big companies in crypto can't get audited by the big four, or stablecoin issuers that say we can't get audited by the big 12 or whatever it is. Circle is audited by Deloitte & Touche, one of the top auditing firms in the world, and they attest to our reserves and all of the funds there on a twice monthly basis. So most safe, most transparent. I wanted to just touch on one other piece here, which is we have built out globally a network of banking infrastructure for USDC. USDC can be created and redeemed directly within 24/7 banking rails on a wholesale and institutional basis in the US, in Europe, in Singapore, in Hong Kong, and now in Brazil and Mexico. We've built the most distributed, full-scale, high-quality transaction banking infrastructure where counterparties can face Circle and create and redeem in all those markets with currencies in those markets as well. So we are building the most robust direct liquidity infrastructure in the world for digital dollars. One of the things I want to also do, everyone understands USDC and what is USDC and the like. I want to help everyone here understand the broader strategy we're executing at Circle. We think about Circle as operating a network utility and a platform. And well, I'll get into each of these, but platforms are things that people build on. Platforms are things that developers and applications integrate to and develop with. And networks are something that grow and scale as more people add software, nodes, applications, value to those. So at the core of this is Circle's platform. And Circle's platform today has expanded considerably over the past 1 to 2 years. We have our blockchain infrastructure, which is the protocols that provide for the multi-chain infrastructure for USDC, for EURC. The protocols that we provide to ensure safe teleporting of stablecoins across networks, CCTP. We're adding and launching more blockchain infrastructure, cross-chain blockchain infrastructure as well, that streamlines user experience and improves developer experience. So there's the blockchain infrastructure. Our banking infrastructure, which is this entire global operation to ensure that liquid, safely reserved, well-regulated digital dollars, digital euros, and in the future maybe more, are available for everyone to be able to benefit from and access and utilize. But then on top of that, we've been building our application services and treasury services, application services like our programmable wallets, our smart contract platform, our gas station, and other tools. And we're adding more products here for developers, startups, and enterprises that want to bring this into their own applications. But sitting outside of our platform are literally thousands of companies, I'm sure many companies here who deal with us, building on and integrating USDC and Circle's platform across an incredibly broad array of use cases, applications, geographies, and this is expanding at a very steady clip. So that partner ecosystem builds on that and builds value that actually faces the users and businesses all around the world, which is the Stablecoin network. And the Stablecoin network represents every application, every business, every institution, every third-party app, every end user that interacts with those apps that are using stablecoins and network infrastructure that's issued and managed by Circle. So we want to make this a fantastic platform for developers and businesses to build on. A lot of people talk about stablecoin utility and stablecoin use cases. We are proving that out every week. We have from startups to some of the largest companies in the world. We have companies that are launching use cases that use stablecoins as fundamental to cross-border finance, investment assets, business-to-business payment settlement, retail payments, obviously in exchange and crypto capital markets, traditional capital markets as we bring things like money market funds on-chain to interact with stablecoins, and the incredible growth that we're seeing in store of value and cross-border payments types of applications. So we have all these utilities, all these different use cases that are growing. It's one of the most exciting things of 2024 has been this proliferation that we all see and are building towards as well. So I want to stop and talk a little bit about USDC and SWI. I'm very excited to announce that today, Miston Labs and Circle announced that USDC is coming to SWI. So we're super excited about this. As I noted earlier, we work with a number of different chains and networks, and what we've seen from this community, what we've seen from SWI itself as a technology is super impressive. As someone who's tracked operating systems and developer platforms and programming languages for greater than 30 years as part of my career, I have a very deep appreciation for the technical innovations that this platform has brought, and I know has brought so many of you here as developers. So we're very jazzed about this platform. We think USDC can play a critical role in helping it bring real-world and highly valued applications, whether they're consumer, gaming, DeFi, traditional assets, across all of those use cases. We know that a safe, trusted, reliable digital dollar is fundamental to that, and so we're bringing that there. USDC on SWI is live on testnet as of, I think, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time today, so sometime later than this minute. And I think our testnet faucet is also available, so that basically you can get testnet USDC to work with. And in the near future, in the very near future, this will go generally available with the ability using Circle Mint, which is our wholesale institutional platform to mint and redeem and store and manage USDC on SWI. So that will be, the next piece, and that means it's kind of liquid and available on mainnet to anyone in the world. And then shortly after, CCTP will launch on SWI as well, and that's going to be incredibly exciting because what that will mean You're going to be able to build an app that can bootstrap digital dollars and liquidity from another chain and enable that user to move seamlessly into SWI and start accessing and using your apps and services really seamlessly. And so USDC, CCTP, SWI, very sweet.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay.
So that's really, I think, the beginning of what we're going to be doing. As I talked about earlier, there's a really broad suite of infrastructure that we're building. And as we continue to build new blockchain infrastructure, we're going to be partnering with the community to bring those things to life. And so we have a huge global ecosystem business development team, developer programs, all kinds of things. And so you'll get to know a lot more of the Circle team as part of that. Okay, thank you.